Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Dr. Dranitsaris here this Friday to talk to you about the power within all of us. And that power can only be known and discovered through self-awareness. Cultivating self-awareness is something that many of us need to do but don't really know how to, and it's one of the questions so many of my clients will say to me, well, I think I'm self-aware, I know myself, and but they don't know that there's a whole bunch of different components to self-awareness, and that we're very complex human beings, and it can actually take us a lifetime of exploring, should we decide to go that route, to really know and integrate all aspects of ourselves. And life is so much easier when we are aware of our thoughts, feelings, needs, ambitions, appetites, and in addition to knowing them, knowing how to satisfy them so that we don't stay in dependence on other people to tell us what we need and to really do it for us through hit and miss. So I'm going to talk a little bit about these components of self-awareness. And to become self-aware, one needs to have the capacity to self-reflect. So, show of hands, how many of you out there regularly sit down and reflect on your day, how you felt during your day, what would you have done differently, what did you enjoy about it? An exercise we had with our kids and grandkids growing up was always, what was the best part of the day? And it's in that moment of coming together and taking a moment to pause and reflect. Most of us are so busy being human doings that we don't stop to take notice even of what we're feeling. Sometimes even if we're hungry or tired or thirsty, we just keep plowing through, especially for those of us who suffer from the imposter syndrome, where we have to keep on all of the time for fear that somebody accuses us of being a fraud. So self-reflection really is the catalyst. It's like that, okay, now I'm ready to develop self-awareness, and this is my toolkit for going in and getting to know myself in a very different way, in a non-judgmental way, by being curious about ourselves. The next component is emotional self-awareness. And one of the things I'm constantly doing in sessions with clients is when they tell me their judgment or their pseudo imposter feelings, where they say, I feel like a fraud, or I feel stupid, or I feel bad, or I feel good. I go deeper with them, asking them to explore what is the emotional experience. Because in order to have emotional self-awareness, we actually have to take the time to experience what we're feeling, understanding what triggers them, understanding their intensity, as well as their impact. Then, once we know our feelings, we can connect them to the behaviors that will follow when we feel a certain way. It extends and encompasses understanding of automatic actions and habits of mind, habits of behaviors, that when we become more aware of them, we're actually capable of making different choices and using that power of self-awareness, that power to stop ourselves from letting our emotions drive our behavior without us putting the brakes on and preventing foot and mouth circumstances where we can regret what we've said and done later on. Another part of self-awareness is cognitive and self-awareness. And so just as there is emotional self-awareness, there is also that awareness of thoughts. And this is where we go into the habits of mind. What are our beliefs? Are the beliefs that drive our behavior as well? And some of our beliefs are so outdated. They're beliefs that we stuck into our human data bank when we were, 7 or 8 years old, and we still believe these things to be true today. And so this is a very, very important piece of, a belief will cause us to have a feeling, which will trigger a behavior. And when we're not aware of these patterns of behavior, it's outside of our conscious scope of self-awareness. We're not in the driver's seat in our own lives. So what I'd like you to think about after hearing some of these components of self-awareness is, how well do you actually know yourself? Do you think about your dreams? Do you have a dream and say, oh, that was a weird dream, and dismiss it? Or do you listen and allow your dreams to inform you? When you have an idea out of left field, taking a shower or during a meditation, do you dismiss it, or do you write it down and reflect on what it means to you? Do you go through conversations thinking about what you may have said differently for the purpose of enhancing your communication skills? Not to rake yourself over the coals and tell yourself you're not good enough, but to become aware of why you say some of the things you do when the things that you say are driven by emotion. If you do not have a regular practice of self-reflection, now's the time to start, because it starts with you spending time with you. That's right. Just you, and you. You thinking about you writing about you seeing and experiencing what your thoughts, feelings, and emotions are telling you, and embracing the wholeness of your human experience. That's all for today's Fearless Friday Power Up Tips. Stay powerful, be powerful, and I look forward to you joining me again next time. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're looking at hitting that magic number by the end of the year, taking us over the top, over 1,000 subscribers. We really look forward to you being a part of our imposter syndrome community. Thanks for joining. Bye.